Hello again. It's Melody from Melody of Soul, where we talk about things like fitness, spirituality, beauty, Ayurvedic education, the Hermetic principles, all the things that make you a being. Today, we're talking about something that everyone does, but very few people are conscious of. That's right, breathing. If you ever taken a yoga class where they went through some form of breathing exercise, maybe they even called it pranayama, you might think, well, that's an interesting thing, to actually focus on your breath, something that you do all the time, something that actually creates vitality. It animates us. I don't ever think about that. Well, in Ayurvedic medicine, which is the art and science of wise living, and also the backbone of yoga, a lot of pranayama practices are available, and they're all for different things. Pranayama basically means the cultivation of life, so life breath. Yes, if you don't breathe, you're probably not going to live very long. So today we're going to go over 3 breathing techniques that I found incredibly beneficial in my daily life. Okay. Breath number 1. I like to use this one on road trips. For a long time, I was addicted to coffee. And one of my Ayurvedic teachers, when I was traveling back and forth for school, it was about an 8-hour drive there, 8-hour drive back, 8 hours of class. And he said, "You're drinking way too much coffee." And he taught me this breath. And it's worked amazing. So I've made some modifications to it so that it's easier to teach. In yoga, we call this Kapalabhati, or skull shining breath, but there are some modifications because for some people it's a little weird. So the normal practice of it is you inhale nice into the belly. So things in yoga, you're gonna do things that aren't your norm in our society. So you're actually gonna fill up your belly with air. And then you're going to exhale really, really fast. Out your nose, just out your nose. You're going to push it as fast as you can. I also like to call this bird breath, and I actually have people like do a little bird with it because it helps you time the breath. So we go. And that's it. You do about 3 rounds, and it really activates everything in your system. So it'll give you a ton of energy. If you're on a road trip, it's really awesome. Or if you need to focus and you don't want to grab some coffee, this is a great just refocusing breath, but it gives you a ton of energy very, very quickly. You can do it in 3 rounds. You can do it in 7 rounds. You can do whatever feels good. If it starts to get you too active, calm it down a little bit. Okay. Number 2. In yoga, this is called bellows breath, but again, I've made some modifications. So we'll go over the basic first. So bellows breath is where you actually inhale and you fill up your chest, your belly, and you want to think of it like an accordion. Have you ever seen that? Like the French people play that on the sides of the roads. I've actually seen that in France, so that's the thing. You open up and then you close. Now, you can use your mouth, or you can use just your nose. You will find the sensations to be a little bit different. Anytime you exhale out of the mouth, it's going to cause a more relaxing effect to the body. You'll even notice this in Pilates breathing, where it really relaxes part of the body, but it tightens the core. So if you're doing core work, that's a great one. If you go through the nose, it's much more restrictive. What you'll feel is an up and in pulling through the nose, and if you do it through the mouth, you're going to feel kind of a really slow pull in of the stomach. One is a feminine, one is a masculine version. So choose whichever one works best for you. Now, because I teach this to even children, I like to call it elephant's breath. And what we do is we make a nose. So you inhale, and then you exhale. Or you inhale, and you exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, when I teach this to kids, I have them do it really, really slow, because especially for people who have attention deficit or hyperactivity, or if they've just had too much sugar, this is a great breath, and it's very interactive when you do it with the elephant, because you can bring up your giant nose and then slowly. I find that any breath you do with the hands helps you regulate how quickly the breath is coming out without you having to really think about it. Remember that there are meditation practices where you use your breath to focus on. So if you need to, this is a great way to start a meditation by moving your breath with your hands. Okay, number 3. This is called hummingbird or bumblebee in yoga. You might hear it called all of those things. I sometimes do this in yoga when you're in child's pose, and I call out, let's do a humming breath, where we hum into the mat, and it really reverberates your entire sinuses. This is great for your sinuses. Oh, look, that's fun. That's what happens when you have lip gloss and you're outside. So, bumblebee. There's a couple different ways to do this. I've seen... So the yogic practice, you usually take one finger in your thumb, your thumb in your nose. You see how confusing this is? Your thumb in your ear, and you actually put your finger into your nose, and you go, You would do it on both sides, obviously. But you basically cut off some of the senses so that you can feel the reverberation going all the way through your skull. And then of course you start to feel it going down, up and down your spine, which in a bigger scope helps open up some Kundalini channels and some nadis, which are energy pathways in the body. Whole nother video. But for this breath, you can either do this, which cuts off some of the other senses, with both hands, or you can just do the ears. You can put your tongue on the top of your mouth, or you can drop it to the bottom. If you drop it to the bottom, you're going to feel it more in your jaw. So if you have any jaw pain, TMJ, you grind your teeth, this is a great one to do at night. And I recommend doing this one also in 3 to 10 rounds. Again, if you do it during a yoga practice, you might be face down, and so your face is on the mat, and you're just, and you'll feel it reverberate through your entire mat. Another way to do it, some people like, is they close the nose. It's a little more muffled, but it gets more into the head. So, those are your 3 ways to be more conscious about your breath and to get some benefits of pranayama. If you'd like to know more, feel free to subscribe to this channel, because I post videos all the time about all the wonderful things that we can talk about. Some of the esoteric things, some of the things that are more physically related. And if you have any comments, you want to learn about anything in particular, put it down below. Thanks for watching.